What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with PPL Division 2 Week 2 of Season 4. There we go. I got it right this time. Last time I said it was Season 1 and whew, that was bad. Anyway, this week we're going up against Ellie and her Accrington Stantler. Okay, so words aren't working today. Bear with me. She's got a pretty nice team, and I'll show her team on the screen right now and put mine right next to it there, and we can take a look at the matchup here. Last week, actually, let me intervene real quick. Last week I forgot to put the teams on the screen. Hopefully I did it this time in editing. I apologize for last week. Oops. So, this week, she has no switching to a banded Victini. She can easily pursuit trap with T-Tar. She has a nice revenge killer in Alakazam. And she has Excadrill in the sand, which can be a problem. All of those are considerations going into this team. So let's go ahead and hop into the team that I brought. First off, we are starting with Victini. Adamant, Choice Band, and we are Bulky Band. V-Create, Brick Break, U-Turn, and Bolt Strike. Bolt Strike is a 2-hit KO against T-Tar, as well as most of her team, really. It destroys Crobat, of course, destroys Clefable even. And the most important thing is that I don't have to lock myself into V-Create when T-Tar is still around in order to KO it. Brick Break is very nice in case she is not Choppleberry, and even if she is, it's not that big of a deal. So I can go ahead and bring Banded Victini and go around her team pretty much. Her speed tiers allow me to be a bulky Victini, and I only have enough speed to outspeed Max Speed Jolly Tyranitar. I'm not bothering Excadrill because it'll most likely be in the sand, especially after I end up killing Tyranitar, if that ever happens. And if she does outspeed Excadrill or my Victini with Excadrill, I still have Keldeo, I still have Serena, which just can straight up 1v1 Excadrill. So I have all these other possibilities for Excadrill. So I'm not too worried about that. Rose Raid, I don't expect to be speed creeping anything against my team. And even if it is, it can't really do too much to Victini. Alakazam, I can come in, take whatever move it wants to go for, and take a Shadow Ball, so I can go ahead and force a U-turn there. Possibly Pursuit Trap that with Aerodactyl. So I got all of these things going into Victini, and I feel like it's going to have a really, really big game this week, and it has the potential to get a kill every time it comes in. So that's going to be Victini, and in order to back it up with some extra power, we are Specs Keldeo. She has a switch in to Specs Hydro Pump, being Rose Raid, so I'm half expecting that. Specs Secret Sword can 2-hit KO a Max Spadef Rose Raid. So if she decides to do that, then I can do that. Hydro Pump is really good against Clefable. Icy Wind is just there in case. It is a more physically defensive Rose Raid, because there is no combination of Rose Raid that can live 2 Specs Icy Winds or 2 Specs Secret Swords, so I can choose whichever one I want to go for, scout out some damage against the Rose Raid, and go from there. I also have Aqua Jet on here, and because of my speed creeping, I am creeping a Max Speed Timid Rose Raid, just in case it happens to be one of those, which also outspeeds Excadrill, which is nice. Instead of throwing that extra EVs down here from the 252 to 116, instead of throwing that into our bulk, I threw it into attack because we do have Aqua Jet, which looks pretty nice against our team, especially for revenge killing a potential Focus Sash Alakazam. If we get Excadrill down around 35-40%, we can kill that with Aqua Jet. It's just nice to have a little bit of extra just priority in order to save us from those potential things happening. So I can wear his team down. His team. Wow. I can wear her team down in order to get a sweep with Keldeo, with Aquajet Keldeo. So pretty excited for that. Especially because Clefable does not want to come in against Keldeo. Especially because I can just go for Hydro Pump and blow it back. And I'm kind of expecting Clefable to be a big problem because it does have really good matchup this week, especially if it's set up on either Calm Mind or Stored Power, which is part of the reason why I have Banded Victini, because Banded V-Create completely blows back Clefable. So that's going to be that. That's going to be Keldeo as well. And next up, I wanted a really good check to Excadrill, which is going to be a max physically defensive Rest Talk Serena. This set is mainly here, Rest Talk, because she does have Sand. And I don't want to be going for Synthesis in the Sand because I'd only be able to get back 25% of my health. And leftovers are negated by the Sandstorm. If I'm Rest Talk, then I can 1v1 an Excadrill unless it's Sword Stance, and like even still, Trop Kick is going to be lowering the attack of Excadrill. If it's Life Orb, it's going to be hurting itself. I do a little bit of damage with Trop Kick. At least I have Rest in order to rinse and repeat against the Excadrill. So that's what I'm going for there. Serena beats Excadrill 1v1. It beats T-Tar pretty much. Zam can't really do too much to Serena. Clefable is pretty nice for it. Of course, she has Crobat on her team, which could be pretty annoying for this Serena. However, I do have other things for Crobat on the team. And, you know, Serena, I am heavily relying on it for Excadrill, so much so that I can't really touch Roserade, can't really touch Crobat, and that's fine because I have other things for those things. Serena can take on Conkeldurr? I just called it Conkeldurr. Gosh, I can't talk today. Anyway, this is going to be Serena. I don't want rocks on my side of the field, especially with Victini, so I'm running Rapid Spin. So that's going to be that. That's all I really have to say about Serena. Next up is we have a Shuckleberry Stunfisk. I originally had leftovers on this, but I saw that I was pretty weak to Excadrill still, so I threw Shuckleberry on the Stunfisk. That way I can get off a last pitch. God damn it! I threw on Shuka so I can get off a last ditch Earth Power against the Excadrill. And if she just happens to be Magnetized, then, you know, fuck it. I needed rocks on the team, and I didn't want to sacrifice any coverage on Aerodactyl, so I threw it on Stunfisk here. Dual Stab is pretty nice against her team. The only thing that can really take advantage of it, again, are going to be Roserade. Conkeldurr can as well, especially if she's like Life Orb, Sheer Force, Ice Punch, anything like that. Then I won't be wanting to stay in with Stunfisk. Yawn is the last move on here, and I really didn't have any other better option, but I felt like Yawn was definitely the best option here, as a potential setup Clefable can come in at any time against Stunfisk, start setting up, and that's why I have Yawn. Force it out. And if she decides to leave it in and take the sleep, then I can just go into Victini, destroy it with a V-Create, move on. So that's going to be Stunfisk here. Max Fizdef, just again for Excadrill, for Conkeldurr. I'm not really afraid of her special threats in terms of being able to hurt me, because I do have Toxapex there for Clefable still. Alakazam can't really do too much to Stunfisk. Roserade, like I said, I already have Victini, which can come in on it, and because I am bulky Victini, it's not going to be doing too much. And I have Aerodactyl, which can be very nice for that. Static is very nice also for Crobat, which, if it wants to U-turn out even against Serena to get momentum, at least I have a chance to Static Para that, and then it slows it down to the point where I can outspeed with Victini or Keldeo, and that would be very nice. So that's going to be it for Stunfisk. And moving on, I have Flynium Z Aerodactyl. I have enough speed on here for Alakazam. I didn't bother speed creeping the Crobat because what's a Crobat really going to do to an Aerodactyl? Not much. Aquatail is very nice, just for Excadrill, for T-Tar, stuff like that. And I have Flynium Z Fly. Arrow does get Sky Attack. However, I felt that Fly was more important because I can still use Fly after I use Flynium Z, and getting off an extra bit of damage against something like Roserade or Conkeldurr after I've already killed something like Clefable with Surprise Supersonic Sky Strike would be very nice. Stone Edge is just really nice against her team again, and Pursuit is there to bring Zam down to its Focus Sash. And that's really gonna be it for Aerodactyl. Not really much to say about it. It can live Conkeldurr's Mach Punch after 2 rocks switch-ins still, so I can get off a Last Ditch Fly against that as well. So that's gonna be Aerodactyl. And lastly, we have a new addition to the team. I didn't go over this at the beginning of the video, but I do have a Toxapex and a Blissey now. Last week I had Nidoking, Mantine, and Kangaskhan on the roster. I dropped all 3 of those for Toxapex and Blissey, so that's, I needed some bulk on the team. I have bulk now, and now I can rely on bulk plus super strong wall breakers like Victini, like Keldeo, like Hydreigon. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on for the rest of the season. I felt like my team got a hell of a lot better. I have some extra points which I am going to be using to make a transfer for the following week as well. You guys can go ahead and see what is happening there. So anyway, we have this Toxapex here. It is pretty much dual purpose. I have Rocky Helmet on here to take on Conkeldurr, get off some extra chip damage against it if it wants to go for Drain Punch, something like that. And it also has Toxic plus Venoshock and Merciless. That way I can take on Clefable. If it turns out to be a Calm Mind Clefable, even if I was Haze, not necessarily going to be able to 1v1 Clefable, because Clefable does get something like Encore. It does get something like even just Thunderbolt or Psyshock or Psychic. Anything like that can do something to Toxapex, which is very unfortunate. So I decided to go for Toxic on this team. That way she'd be like thrown off, like, why did you just Toxic Magic Guardmon? And then I start 2 KOing her with Venoshock, because Venoshock does a minimum of 60% to the standard like 84 Spadef and Careful Nature Clefable, or Calm Nature Clefable. So even if she's setting up, because of Merciless, it always crits, so her boosts on her Spadef are not going to matter. Having Liquidation on here is very nice. I didn't want to have Scald in case Conkeldurr came in. I didn't want to give it a Guts boost. And I can Liquidation the T-Tar, especially if I get that Toxic. I can crit Liquidation the T-Tar, I can Liquidation the Excadrill, get defense drops on it to the point where I can come in with Keldeo and Revenge Kill it with Aqua Jet. This set doesn't really do too much to Roserade, but Roserade also doesn't do too much to us unless it wants to stack hazards, which if it is a hazard stack variant, then I have Serena for it, and it would be weird to see, especially because I have a Klefki on my team, to see a team or a Roserade without either Fairy coverage or HP Fire. So I would be a little bit thrown off if she had hazards plus Sludge Bomb, seeing as it wouldn't be able to touch a Klefki. So yeah, that's going to be it for the team, and that's all I got. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like on the video down below, and I will see you guys next time when we take on Ellie.